another savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Madika, Yabika, Kokwanam, no, hey, Anamakele, Mazuche, me for one nemo. It's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Namdekano, it's another savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Namdekano, it's another savior. Is another savior. Another savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another savior. Another savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another savior. Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another savior. Holy, 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 is another savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Madika, Yabika, Kokwanam, no, hey, Anamakele, Mazuche, me for.
And there it is right there, the Holy, Holy song from the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. The Holy, Holy song. So, Holy, Holy, I'm only going to bring you three headlines for this session because, of course, we are coming in from a previous conversation, which no doubt will be quite, and of course, there's really only one thing to talk about really today. But I'll bring you some headlines just to fulfill all righteousness. And the headlines that I'll be bringing you harkens back to the event of and the headlines that I'll be bringing you harkens back to the events that happened in Owo. So still with that space, ASUU. So that is I think that's a student body. ASUU strike. A heartbreaking story of lady who got admission to study in America but passed away in Owo massacre. So this is those human stories that we hear often in these instances. A lot of you with memory enough, you recall that this is somewhat deja vu of a narrative that came out of that Kaduna Abuja train attack, that some lady that had resigned her job to go and take up a job in Canada, she was doing her rounds to say goodbye, meant to travel the Friday of that Abuja Kaduna incident, but not to travel no more. She's traveled instead to a permanent destination. So that story repeats now with this now. With this now heartbreaking story of lady who got admission to study in America but passed away in our massacre. So these are the human elements to these things, because you just hear the number that 50 were taken down, but then they have no name, they have no backstory. But no, they do have names and they do have backstories. That is the mother, son, father, daughter, uncle, brother of somebody and everybody. So there it is right there. The humanization of our incident. So now this next headline, it speaks to what we just watched, that marathon session of the APC convention. So we all saw how they were all stepping down for Tinubu. A lot of people say it's out of loyalty. It may be that, but certainly a little bit of this lubricated that loyalty. APC convention. Tinubu pays Ogun delegates $25,000, Adamawa $10,000. Delegates reject Osinbajo's $5,000. So there it is right there. It's just the highest bidder. That is just often and everything, all the grammar speaking, we saw how we all marveled, we're all just swept along with how eloquent Osinbajo was. But as eloquent as he is, $5,000 is a far distance from $25,000. Tinubu pays Ogun delegates $25,000, Adamawa $10,000. Delegates reject Osinbajo's $5,000. So there it is right there. Highest bidder politics. So back to our space, and this is now the response coming out of the space. Henceforth, it will be blood for blood. Yoruba youth group vows to avenge death of brothers, sisters massacred in Ondo church. So a lot of people are saying that this might not be the direction to go, because this is essentially what those people were looking to trigger. But whether they're looking to trigger it or not, we can't forever turn the other cheek. So if somebody slaps you on one cheek and you turn the other cheek and they slap you again, so by the time they reach to slap the third cheek, then you would have fulfilled all the biblical obligations of turning the other cheek, because you've given them two cheeks now and they slap both. So don't let them do the cycle again. Henceforth, it will be blood for blood. Yoruba youth group vows to avenge death of brothers, sisters massacred in Ondo. So there it is right there. And we hear from Osha himself, Igboho, of course. He speaks to that space. Sunday, Igboho breaks silence on our massacre, reveals next step. So quite what his next step is, I thought it was a busted flush. I thought he was already played out in terms of all of that. So all of that in the mix. So lean back, sit back, take it easy. The usual protocol, we're looking to hit 150. We're looking to hit 150 likes on this stream. So you're asking how we will hit 150 likes when we only have 67 people with us. But don't worry, that 67 quickly ratchets up fairly sharply. But if all of you and now it's going up and up. So if all of you click on the like button, then we're already halfway to where we're intending to be. So click on the like button. As you click on the like button, and then if you click on the subscribe button, of course, we are trying to push up aggressively up the YouTube algorithm. And really, we will not relent in that push. So we are not relenting. So if you want to be part of the party, then just do that right now. So click on the like and click on the subscribe. And then if you feel inclined to come and discuss events of the day or talking points that are about to be read out, then click on this hyperlink that says StreamYard. So if you click on, all right, so it's just as well that I've not yet posted it. So if you click on this hyperlink, I may well have been posting the wrong hyperlink in that other space, but there it is. So if you click on this, hold on, I just need to do something. If you click on this hyperlink, this will bring you into a studio space. And as soon as I finish reading out the talking points, I'll let you onto the screen and engage you in a conversation around the talking points. So that's how it works. It's an open microphone session, and the open microphone, this hyperlink. So do all of that. Click on the like button as a matter of obligation. Click on the subscribe button as a matter of compulsion. and click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard at your discretion. As you set about the clicking, let me provide you with a little bit of a liquid nourishment, a liquid inducement. Your calabash to the ready as we join the care guys.
Water, only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Chifu Faila ti kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Powerful, potent words by the care guides. Any Yoruba speaker will tell you that, that's a powerful prayer. Essentially, what he's saying is that may death have nothing to do with you, with us. May death have nothing to do with us. So, Iku Koniriwa Gweshe, as guys, I bring you this. So, the humanization of the Owo narrative narrates to an individual's tale. A heartbreaking story of lady who got admission to study in America but passed away in Owo massacre. Nigerian comedian come actor Bobby has shared a touching story of a lady who had secured admission to study history in America but passed away in the gruesome Catholic Church attack in Owo, Ondo State. In the lengthy post on Instagram, Bobby narrated how the lady, identified as Jumoke, opted to study abroad over the academic staff union, academic staff ASUU, whatever academic they are. So in the lengthy post on Instagram, Bobby narrated how the lady identified as Jumoke opted to study abroad over the ASUU strike, which has lingered for over 3 months now. From the conversation, Jumoke lamented the negative effect of the strike and how her life timetable has constantly been altered by the faulty system of education in Nigeria. However, during the telephone conversation, Jumoke's mother interrupted when she called her to prepare for church. However, during the conversation, Jumoke's mother interrupted when she called her to prepare for the church service, where she met her untimely death. The post reads, Jumoke had been home for 3 months due to the ASUU strike. That Sunday morning, she got a call from her best friend and classmate, Tinuke. My application has been accepted. I am going to study history in America. Tinuke screamed through the pause of Jumoke's iPod. First she smiled, then she froze, then she smiled again, then let out an abrupt laughter of appreciation laced with doubt, loneliness, sadness, and every other damp emotion her body could conjure. You don't seem happy for me, Tinuke searched. No, I am. It's just, Tinu, I miss you already. Plus, I am sure the strike will soon be over. Why travel to start again? By the time you are graduating, I would have worked for 3 years already. This was Jumoke's last-ditch attempt to convince Tinuke to abandon her plans to abandon school in Nigeria and start all over again abroad. My darling, 3 months ago, you said this strike will not last. Here we are. If it was a pregnancy, the first trimester is over. Do you know our friends who are in private universities have graduated? They are now our seniors. My dear, the system is faulty. Let me go to where my life timetable will not be altered by strike. It is better to start again. This country is serving us repeated breakfast and we're still young. You should be thinking of joining me. This was Tinuke's counter pitch. The girls would go on to laugh, gist, and cry and laugh again. Their call seemed endless until Jumoke's mother barged into her room and yelled with an unmistakable Yoruba accent, "Get ready for church. I don't want to hear any excuses today. We must go to church. You need prayers. Your family needs prayers. Your country needs prayers." She left, leaving Jumoke's room door ajar as a sign to let her know she was expected outside in a few minutes. Jumoke sighed deeply, and eerie silence screamed between the two of them. "You have to go, yeah?" Tinuke offered. "I am tired, Tinuke. I guess this is goodbye." "Goodbye, Jumoke. I love you." "Good night, Tinuke. I will always love you." And that is how Jumoke went to church, and indeed, her last goodbye. So that is a human story that just adds to what happened in our. So from that to this, APC convention, Tinubu pays Ogun delegates $25,000, Adamawa $10,000. Delegates reject Osinbajo's $5,000. Delegates from Adamawa and Ogun have disclosed to correspondents that they received cash gift from Bola Tinubu, all but offsetting doubts over earlier expectations that the ruling All Progressive Congress presidential primaries would be grossly monetized. At least 5 delegates from both states told correspondents in separate interviews on Tuesday that they were offered American banknotes to support Mr. Tinubu and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The delegates provided information under anonymity to avoid being accused of anti-party conduct that could carry severe disciplinary measures. Whereas Mr. Tinubu gave Ogun delegates $25,000 each to induce his acceptance as the party's presidential flag bearer tonight, Adamawa delegates said they received $10,000 each from Mr. Tinubu's surrogates. The delegates have converted on Abuja starting last week ahead of the primary scheduled to hold June the 6th to June the 8th. Asiwaju's people came here and they said we should support him because he has the best chance to defeat Atiku Abubakar, a delegate told correspondents. Then they said they didn't come empty-handed. Delegates from Ogun confirmed getting $25,000 from the former Lagos governor. They, however, said they rejected $5,000 from Vice President Yemi Osinbajo's surrogates. The Vice President's people initially said he didn't have any money to give and advised everyone to vote their conscience, a delegate said. But suddenly they came back to say he wanted to give us $5,000 to support our transportation and hotel accommodation. The delegates admitted they rejected the money because it was smaller than what Mr. Tinubu, perhaps the biggest contender for the ticket, had already offered. The delegates shared pictures of the cash gift they said came from Tinubu with correspondents. At least one delegate claimed being shortchanged by Tinubu's surrogates. "I don't know what happened, but they only gave me $9,000, the politician said. I am working now to get the balance from the person they sent to us. Correspondents were unable to clarify how much other aspirants have offered the delegates. At least 5 aspirants are believed to remain in the race amidst intense horse trading. Rotimi Amechi, Kayode Fayemi, Dave Umahi, Mr. Tinubu, and Mr. Osinbajo are said to be on the short list of governors. One of them may be announced later today as the favorite, although President Mohamed Buhari has acquiesced to elective primary for weeks after doubling down on a consensus arrangement. So yeah, we leave that there. So essentially, so that's what went down there. So it's just you know, but nobody is exempt. By the way, it's not as though Osinbajo comes with clean hands. He just didn't come with a deep enough pocket. Henceforth, it will be blood for blood. Yoruba youth, a Yoruba youth group vows to avenge deaths of sisters massacred on in Ondo Church. A group in the southwest, the Yoruba Youth Army, has vowed to avenge the death of people from the region, including those killed in the massacre that occurred at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church, or Ondo State. On Sunday, the church was attacked by gunmen whilst mass was in process. Many congregants, including women and children, were killed in the attack. One of the priests of the church, Reverend Father Andrew Abayomi, had explained that the gunmen operated for about 25 minutes, shooting into the church. We were about to round off service, so let me just skip through that. Reacting, the group said in a statement obtained by correspondents that it was reviewing all accounts of attacks starting from 2011 in the region and would take action soon. The statement reads, on behalf of all the children of Odua and all who proclaim themselves as Yoruba worldwide, we the Yoruba Youth Army hereby declare as follows. From henceforth, it will be tooth for tooth, blood for blood. Since the Nigerian government has failed in its duty to protect our citizens, we, the concerned citizens, will take it upon ourselves, protect ourselves, and from this very moment, avenge the death of our brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. We are reviewing all accounts of attacks starting from 2011. Enough is enough. This is our first warning. So enough is enough. That is their first warning. But a man that has warned and acted. Sunday Igboho breaks silence on our massacre, reveals next move. Yoruba rights activist Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Igboho, has joined the growing number of individuals and groups that have condemned Sunday's heinous attack on St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church, or Ondo State. In an audio sent to correspondents on Tuesday, Igboho stated that he had warned his tribesmen against terrorist activities as the massacre of over 50 people. Speaking in Yoruba language, Igboho also asked for mercy for politicians he might have offended in the course of his separatist agitation. I pray to God that we don't experience such again. I pray to God to comfort the family of the victims. My fathers and mothers, can you see that I have been vindicated? I was not in battle with any governor or senator, but what I envisaged, you didn't see it. Now, can you all see? Well, the situation can be redeemed. I want Yoruba people to be united before it is too late. I want Southwest leaders to support me and other courageous Yoruba sons and daughters so that we can guard against these wicked acts. If I offended anyone, I ask for pardon. Please, he said. Igboho, who fled Nigeria to avoid arrest, was given a conditional release from... Let me take that again, but first, a sip of water. Igboho, who fled Nigeria to avoid arrest, was given a conditional release from prison in neighboring Benin 8 months after he was detained there. Igboho has been detained in Benin's commercial capital, Cotonou, on accusations of criminal association. Correspondents understand that he can't leave Benin until the completion of his case. Igboho, who escaped from a deadly raid on his Ibadan, Oyo State residence by operatives of the Department of State Services, DSS, on July the 1st, 2021, was arrested in Benin Republic on his way to Germany on July the 19th. Together with his wife, Rocco, his wife was released earlier. Police at the time accused Igboho and his associates of planning to wage a violent insurrection against the Nigerian state. So there it is right there. I told you so, essentially. And it's entitled to say that, I told you so. So there it is right there. I told you so from Igboho. Pansat will say you, Meadowman will say you, Rational Mind will say you, Tony, not Tony, but Thomas will say you, Ajale Koko will say you, Efe, your device is not connecting properly, so I can't put you on the screen. So try and reconnect. Tonight we see you, and Tony we see you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. So here it is, and here we are. Let's kick it off then and start it off with the Igboho space and go to Ajale Koko for commentaries on that. So Ajale Koko, John the Igboho speaks, but I told you so, and is entitled to say that. Ajale Koko.
Thank you, woman, and let me urge our listeners around the world to please click on the like button and share and subscribe if you have not. Let me thank everybody on the platform this evening as well for coming in so that we can do it together. Yesterday was successful. At the end of the session yesterday, one man, it was 13,000 viewers, and 4 hours later, it went up to like 22,000. That was a remarkable achievement for this platform. This platform is an international platform. I want to commend you, one man. You are doing a good job.
Who's doing that? Is that Pansa? No, just leave, man. What's wrong with you? Don't do that. Please carry on, Ajale Koko. He always has to put on a drama. Don't drama, man. Carry on, Ajale Koko, man. That's not what we're doing here.
I want to thank you for the good job for driving this platform well. And I want to thank all the contributors as well, particularly our brothers behind the scenes that comes in all the time. Brother Alessandra Gomez, the chairman board of trustee, one man went to Mo, and the cashier, Jaja, everybody, because those people that are behind the scene that chat all the time, I think they're doing greater job than us that talk and talk, because it's not easy to think and you type or you test, and you doing that consistently for about 5 hours. I cannot do it. They are the strength of the platform, and I give kudos to them, and I thank every contributors that come on board all the time as well. Rational Mind, Ola, Tony, Thomas, Bia, everybody. I thank you all. Yesterday was I was so delighted when I saw it after the end of the session, 13,000. I said, this is wonderful. And 4 hours later, before I went to bed, I saw it went up to 22,000. I said, this is great. So I thank all of you around the world that just, that click on the like button all the time. Please, as you are joining right now, click on the like button. Nigeria is at the crossroad. We have to do it together to save our country. We have to continue the engagement, talking and strategizing on how we can go for the best candidate that can rescue that nation from going under. So, having said that, let me go to the issue of Igbo.
Ajale Koko, just on that space, those numbers are coming fast, because just about just under 2 weeks thereabout, we hit those numbers, and I thought it was an anomaly. I thought it was just a freak occurrence, but then we've hit those numbers again. But then we're hitting strong numbers, and in this session that we've just come into this one, we're going to hit another 5-digit numbers. So the progression is there, and it's all from that hit the subscribe that we shout all the time. Janle Coco.
Yes. So maybe we can adopt it as practice. Every contributors, as you are trying to do your contribution, please just try to remind our people all over the world to click on the like button. I think as the one man.
Yeah, but let's not overlabel it though, because it'll start to annoy people if you don't want to.
No, it doesn't annoy. Let me tell you, woman, that's what others platform. That's what they do. They urge them to click on the like button. That propel, the YouTube algorithm of the platform, and we just have to keep doing it. We need a lot, millions of our people, for us to come together on this international channel and push our people back home, push all of us in diaspora to push our people back home to vote for the right candidate that can save that country from going under. I think we are doing great, so I commend everybody.
Okay, brilliant. So to Sunday Igboho, he has the right to say, "I told you so," and he's saying, "I told you so."
Yes, I think everybody, our people are coming to realization now. People that does not believe in what he was doing back then. That after the incident of Owo, a lot of people came to realization that, oh, this is what this guy was talking about. This is what this guy was. This is the fight that these guys was fighting for us, But yesterday, the statement released by Oni was a good statement. It's a statement that I can say that they are now seeing it clearly too, that it's time for everybody to stand up to defend our ancestral homeland. These people, they are not playing. They really mean business. We've seen several videos where they are claiming that yes, that the land of every part of Nigeria belongs to them, and they are coming to take that land. They reminded the primate of that Eastern extraction. I don't know, maybe Enugu, or where was that man of God that was kidnapped? Abia State. So they reminded him, they told him, and they are not playing. They've seen other video where they told people to. So that is their agenda, and they are all over our forests, and we shouldn't take this thing easy. We shouldn't take it lightly. We shouldn't be looking up to Nigerian state to come and defend us or to protect us. Rather, Nigerian state has failed. It cannot defend anybody. So the people have to take up that responsibility. The traditional leaders, with political leaders, religious leaders, we must be on the same page in fighting for our security. So Sunday Igboho, in a statement, he sympathized with the king of Owo, the people of Owo, and the family of those that were killed. And, he reminded us that, look, this is what I was fighting for. This is what I was trying to prevent, but Nigerian state came after him, and some of our people that are short-sighted people were calling him names, were, accusing him of doing too much. But it's now in exile.
One man, can I interject, please?
Go on.
And Ajale Koko. Yes, Ajale Koko. But Sunday Igboho issue, when he started the security something, Nigerian government was not, I think maybe they are not after him. I thought maybe when he started declaring for Yoruba nation, that's why they find it annoying. Do you think that?
I don't think so. Even he started Yoruba nation before he started uh, the fight against the Fulanis incursion on our land.
Ajale Koko, are you in motion?
He started
are you
Yoruba
traveling?
nation in 2020. Yes, I'm driving.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm out of state. I'm on the highway right now. Yeah, so
okay.
it started in 2020. That was October 1st. That was when he attempted to launch a Yoruba nation in Ibadan, but he was prevented and from doing that, and he simmered down until when the incident of Igangan happened. That was when he rose up to defend the people of Igangan, and after then he now went into full campaign for Yoruba Nation. So he started Yoruba Nation before this Fulani something. So, but Nigerian state is a state that we never like. They never like any voice of dissent or against the state. They don't like any person that challenge their misgovernance or mistreatment of the people. They will always go after that person. So, and that is what they did.
Excuse me. People claim that Koiki is the one that lure Igboho to Yoruba Nation.
That is talk of stupidity. How can he lure him? So, what do you call this? Igboho is other than
Nation was already going before Koiki joined. Igboho now, I don't know.
He believed in it. He believed strongly in it, and he still believes in it. He still said that yes, he's still affirming his belief in Yoruba Nation to tomorrow. So it's not a matter of Koiki or anybody that he believes in it. He still believes. Haven't you seen him crying sometimes when he when he talks and he mentions about some young girls that are hawking on the street? Haven't you seen him came up emotionally and busted into crying? This is what he believes. He believes we Yoruba people should be living better life than the way we are living in Nigeria. The same thing Nnamdi Kanu believe. You see Nnamdi Kanu yell and calls all the Igbo leaders, and he believe in their cause that they as people should be doing better than the way the fraudulent leaders are manipulating and just deceiving the people and using the people to bargain up at the national level in Nigerian state to make money for themselves and not care for the better life for their people. So this is what they really believe in. So, but he issued that statement. We commend him. At least he sympathized with the people that were killed and the people of war and the family of the disease. All our prayer now is that may God give those families the fortitude to bear the loss of their loved one, and may we never see such an incident occur again. But it depends. I mean, it's not left for us and our leaders to stand up to, do something in securing the territory that we seize as Yoruba land.
All right, thank you, Ajale Koko. So, Ajale Koko, a super tax is coming at you, but guess who is coming from?
Who?
Who always super tax you?
That is
plenty water.
It's plenty water coming after you again. It says, Sir Ajale Koko. But this is taking you in a different trajectory, but it's super taxing it, so maybe you address it. It says, Sir Ajale Koko, can you please educate us on how Michael Otedola became governor of Lagos State under NRC? Did TINUBU and SDP betray the SDP governorship candidate? TINUBU became senator same time under SDP. So that was that truncated June 12 something. Otedola became governor. Yes, it was. I vaguely recall that it was an Orukonim Roni sort of governorship, that there were plots between two major parties, and then he snuck through. But he wasn't meant to be the governor. He says, Sir Ajale Koko, can you please educate us on how Michael Otedola became governor of Lagos State under NRC? Did Tinubu and SDP betray the SDP governorship candidate? Tinubu became senator same time under SDP. So Tinubu, of course, he's always been deep in dirty politics. Do you recall that space, Ajale Koko?
Yes, what happened back then was that the leader of SDP was Alhaji Jakonde. So Alhaji Jakonde was in total control of Lagos State. And some of his followers, among them was Chief Dakosarumi and Professor Agbayemi, or what is his name? I can't remember the name. Professor Agbayemi or something like that. So, but you see, the followers then hello?
Agbala Jobi.
Professor Agbala Jobi, yeah, thank you. Professor Agbala Jobi. So, Chief Dakosarumi wanted to be the governor. He showed interest to be the governor. And Agbala Jobi showed interest to be the governor. But Alhaji Jakonde, who was the leader, favored Professor Agbala Jobi. Instead of him to conduct primary among them and let the followers, choose the better candidate or the most popular candidate within the group, he didn't do that. He imposed Professor Agbala Jobi and he submitted this.
Ajale Koko, you are breaking off somewhat. You are breaking off.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, carry on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Carry on.
Okay, so he imposed Professor Agbala Jobi as the candidate of the party. So Chief Dakosarumi back then felt aggrieved, and then they voted out of Jakonde group and then went to form their own group. And they were fighting against Jakonde. They were pushing against the candidate of Jakonde, that is an imposition candidate, is not the candidate of the people. So what happened on election day, they carried out anti-party campaign, anti-party mobilization against the candidate of their party, and call on people to vote for Agbala Jobi. And that call resonated with people of Lagos State. And people voted for Agbala Jobi against Otedola. So that is how Otedola became governor. It was anti-party activity that prevented SDP candidate, who was Agbala Jobi then, to win. And that actor party favored Sir Michael Otedola as the governor of Lagos State. And under his regime, under him as the governor of Lagos State, did
he have any time to serve, or was that administration truncated by Abacha very quickly? Was that not the Babangida Abacha window?
Yes. He served. I think he served for. I think
under the Shonekon period. Did he serve under the Shonekon period?
Yes, he was on during the Shonekon period, and he was on during the Abacha period as well. I think it was when Abubakar came. It was when Abubakar came that he sacked everybody and said that we have to sack the entire dispensation. So, but the Lagos State was majority of what do you call it? The assemblymen in Lagos State were SDP. Over three-quarters of the assemblymen were controlled by SDP, Jakonde's party. Majority of local government were controlled by SDP. So it was only the governorship that that anti-party activity was carried out by Dapo Sarumi, and TINUBU was member of Dapo Sarumi's group. They carried out that anti-party activity, and they voted in market of the dollar. So that was really happened back.
All right, brilliant. Thank you for that, Ajan Lekoko. So I hope that answers your question. Plenty water. I think he agrees. He says 100 bosa to Sir Ajan Lekoko. So 100 bosa to you, and that's the language of now. It's now bosa. Bosa back in the day used to be a
100
bosa. 100 bosa. You know, yeah. I used to think bosa was a 40, but now apparently it's a praise now. You know, so 100 bosa to you. So thank you for Ajale Koko. Ajale Koko, let me go on to Rational Mind and have him speak on the narrative of Jumoke as has been presented by Bovie. So this Jumoke girl now just rounding up her time to head off to America to continue with her studies, fed up with that epileptic sort of educational system within Nigeria. And then, of course, her mother bullies her to church. And I'm sure if her mother is alive, she would rule that. But what do we even know if the mother is alive? So the human faces of all these tragedies that we hear about are Rational Mind.
Yeah, it's quite well, woman, thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys. Well, it's quite sad, the story of the lady you just talked about. You see, that country has killed the dreams of so many people. The other time we talked about a girl that was killed in that Abuja. Sorry, I can't even speak.
Yeah, she was off to Canada as well, yes.
Yeah, she was going to Canada or something like that, and then they killed her. They snuffed the life out of her. I mean, you see, that country has, like somebody will always say, I think, is it Mayogun or whoever, it says Nigeria will happen.
I hope you go to other platforms to advertise my platform as well. I see people just feel easy to advertise other people's platforms here.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's just sometimes, wow. Okay. I'm not actually well, let me just, okay, let me use that.
Carry on.
Anyway, so it will say Nigeria happened to some people, you know. I think Nigeria happened to some people in that instance, like this girl we're talking about. You see, it's so sad that the country as we have, where life is considered as nothing anymore. I remember back then when we were growing up, even when I was in Nigeria, I view life as very, very important. I mean, not even the life of a bird that dies, I still feel it. But Nigerians now are becoming numb to the sufferings of others. There was a day I was watching a video that was sent to me by some friends on WhatsApp. There was this guy that was playing with the lion. I think it was one of the lion. It was maybe one of those people taking care of the lion, and he was playing with the lion. And then he put his hands at the lion's den, and then thinking maybe the lion would. Man, I just don't want to be graphic about it. But you know what? Then people were videoing that guys. The lion was just mauling this guy's finger, and people were just like still recording. They could not just at least go rescue him and help him out, get a stick and hit it on the lion's head so that lion could leave the guy. Oh my goodness! I have to comment on that on that platform. That I mean, this is just I mean, a portrayal of how our people has become. People no longer feel anymore when other people go through suffering. So the point I'm trying to make here is it's so sad that this girl had to die the way she died. But you see, the Nigerian context these days, life goes on, and I think it's a calculated move by these people. I always say it from our north to make us to start considering life as of nothing. Because this man, there, whenever you hear of somebody died abroad, he will send condolences. In fact, he will even visit. But when his own citizens who voted him in there, when they die, he feels nothing. He always gives a marching order, and after a few days, we never see anything done about the marching order. And so Nigeria has happened to so many people in that country that you start wondering. Even Southerners these days, they do not feel anymore. It's like a normal life. It's like, well, it has happened. We'll move on our life. Sometimes I kind of like don't understand that thinking. I don't understand, how did we get here? That people no longer view life as sacred anymore, as something that you don't even have the right to take. So the point is, what I'm not trying to make a woman is that, you see, life has become nothing in that country, and that could be seen in our leaders, especially the one that calls himself the president, who always jets out of the country whenever people die abroad. But when people die in his own country, he just kept mute, always giving marching order, and that is it. So
he went to the Middle East to condole with the monarch that died.
The monarch,
and when they were massacred in war, he threw a dinner party.
Just imagine. So is it the kind of people we want? And then this one is doing Ojuaye. What is his name? Ojuyobo. When they came,
and the little man too. The little man went too.
Well, at least he still tried. He went there. I mean, they said he.
So why is it Ojuaye with Ojuyobo, but he tried with the little man?
Well, you see, this is it. This is the reason why I'm saying this. I mean, this is a man whereby whenever anything happens in the north, it's always the first to go on. I mean, it didn't go out.
But you criticize him for all of that. Now you are criticizing him for doing what you say you expect him to do.
Well, I'm not saying. You see, the thing is, one man. I just believe when people do things, they should do it because they want to do it. Because we've seen many instances in the past. He never did it. He never did it.
So now he's doing it. You are criticizing him for doing it.
It's really, but then for me, it's just Ojuaye. I feel it's just Ojuaye, because someone that's not been doing something before now suddenly is not doing it because he wants. And then we're talking about his speech that he made in Abeokuta the other day. He said the Yoruba nation. I mean, really, in Yoruba. I mean, I was like, oh my goodness, this guy. I mean, are you coming to terms now because you know that they're going to be denying you of this presidency as it's looking? You see, so the point I'm trying to make is this: we have leaders that lacks empathy. It's all about themselves. It's all about their own cronies, their own families. And they don't. Leadership is not about just wanting to govern, wanting to be have your name marked in the history, in a book of history. It's about service to the people. And this man has not shown that in any capacity as I've seen him. It's always about himself. It's about wanting to portray himself among some group of people or some ethnic tribe, wanting to like pander to them. Whatever. So what I'm trying to say is this: it's so sad that these people have to pay with their lives, and not just one person. We've seen so many people, even some we do not even has never been reported who died. I mean, some people died in Kwara State too, and you see, it's just so sad that we have to hear stories like this. And I don't know. That's a family is wiped out that way. You said the mother is no more. The parents died.
I don't know, but but they were saying the mother bullied her to church, which is what moms do. But if she was alive,
was it a crime that he went to a place of worship? Is it a crime? Well, man, it's not a crime. It's a crime that you are in Nigeria, in that country, and that you have to pay with your life because of some people just don't like, or they just have some kind of stupid ideology. I mean, I don't get it. And the country just move on like that. Always giving marching order, nothing is done. This guy will go down in history as the most, how do I put it? A president, a leader with no empathy.
Woman, please, sir. Rational mind. The German radio reported that 100 people died, but the government is saying that it's 22.
I don't see
that. No, don't say things like that, please, Tony.
No, that's what they reported.
What who reported?
Radio Germany. They said that the government.
I'm not sure. Radio Germany is in no position to know anything. But the figures that the Nigerian government is, the figures that have been reported in Nigeria is in excess of 50 people. So why would you say it's 22? Monitor so why would you say 22?
Yeah, but you know that the government there's no credibility in Nigeria's government.
But there's no credibility in what you are saying too if you are making up stuff.
No, but the Western press, they have more access to the information.
No. Hold on. Yes. Where did you hear the Nigerian government say it's 22 people?
As a matter of fact, there is no government in Nigeria.
No. Hold on. Answer the question I put to you because we do this often.
What did you say?
Where did you hear the Nigerian government say it was 20-something people?
no, the government. Sorry, the Radio Germany. They said that the Pope and the government of Germany, they are very sorry what happened in Nigeria church. That they said that these people, they went to the church and they kill many worshippers on Sunday, and then they get the figures as 100. They say, but
Right.
that the Nigeria government officials are saying that it's 22. That died.
But that's a lie, though, because even when we were doing it yesterday, we read the figures severally.
But woman,
You are correct. You are okay. You are okay.
No. Where am I getting it from? Is it not from what the figures being released?
one man, what he's saying is this: the Nigerian government, I read it somewhere. Nigerian
I
government.
didn't know this.
Hold on, Tony. Nigerian government said it's 22 somewhere.
When did they say? When did they say it's 22?
I think look at Gazette or one of maybe Sahara Reporters. There was one of them.
No. I look at all those papers. You know when these incidents happen, the casualties continue to escalate, and even as at yesterday's session, in all of the reportings that we were reporting, when somebody was saying in the hundreds, maybe it was Ajaleko, and I had to correct to say it was in the 50s. That's what is being reported.
One man. Tony is right. Tony is right. They said 22. Even Akeredolu himself. Akeredolu.
No, I never saw that anywhere.
Yes, 22 dead and 50 injured. That's what he said. Yes. Maybe they remove some number, maybe they manipulate the number, but I don't know. But that's what Akeredolu said.
Yeah,
yes, always. They are not credible. They are not credible. There's no government in short.
Oh, all right. Back to you, Rashama. Yeah, Karen.
Let me just round up because I know that people want to talk. So, one man, for me, it's so sad that people have to die. I mean, people have to go that way, pay with their life. I just can't imagine if it's my daughter, would that happen to, or my niece, or a sister, or somebody, even if it's my mom. But it's so sad that my point there is this: that how did we Nigerians get to this point whereby life is, we just move on whenever we see people, things like this happen. It has become a normal thing.
A lot of people were saying that under normal circumstances, that guy should have at least made a national broadcast.
Exactly.
So what would have to happen for Buhari to make a national broadcast? He never did during COVID. He did. Yeah. He never does during all these incidents. This now a new paradigm within the southwestern space, and he had a dinner party on that day.
You see, just imagine. So it's becoming a normal
thing. What will have to happen for him to make a national broadcast?
Even saying, okay, let the flag fly at half mast. It's something. Just show you just a little thing as that. Look at it. They're having their APC something. It was even this guy, like I read, Bakare, that said they should have observed 1 minute silence. Not even at the beginning, they could even say, okay, Nigerians, party people, let's just observe 1 minute silence. After many people have spoken, other aspirants have spoken, other members have spoken, Bakari had to remind them, let us have 1 minute silence.
Did you see Buhari's body language when he said that? He wasn't happy, he was fuming.
Just imagine. That's to tell you where the lowness that we've sink in that country. I just don't. Sometimes when I talk to people back home, the way they speak to me, when I talk about these things happening, they just have this I don't care attitude. That's what they display. And they talk, you see the tonality of their voice is like, Beggy, it's something like, how did we get here that we no longer feel anymore? So, man, for me, I just think this will not happen again. But
I think some people are confirming that 22 was mentioned. So if that was mentioned, then that's fair enough. But I didn't hear that. Maybe that was at the initial stages. But when I came into the story, all the readouts was like 50 people or more, over 50 people. That's all the reports. So that's why I tackled Tony. So, but
Well, that's what I have to say. Man, on that. That's just all I have to say. Yeah, it's so sad that lady had to go that way. I mean, she still have dreams. But then those dreams are now gone. We just hope nobody will.
The totality of everything that she was trying to escape was wrapped into what then happened to her. Like you said, Nigeria happened to her, and Nigeria. She said her life timeline was being interrupted by Nigeria, so Nigeria was already happening to her. So she wanted to escape Nigeria for her to have the life that because of course, by a certain age, you'll have packed your education to to go into a home to start a family. So that trajectory was being interrupted for her, and then she wanted to escape it to rebalance her life, but they ended it instead for her.
Yeah. So
It's
I just hope we know more people. I mean, as long as this man is still there, as long as he's still there as the head of commander-in-chief of that country until he exits May next year, I don't think this will always repeat itself. But the question is, who's going to be next? Who will be next? Who is the next person? So we just hope it doesn't happen again. But well, we can only hope.
Well, we can hope, but really, that is hope rather than expectation.
Exactly.
You know, we don't expect it not to, but we just hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think tomorrow when we pick up the headlines, we know what we will read.
Yeah.
Woman, can I talk to Rational Mind a bit? Because yesterday he was
within the topic, though. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. You know that first of all, I hope that you guys know that I'll be saying sorry to you whenever I contribute here, because all what I'll be saying to you, I'll be vindicated also, because I was particularly interested in talking to Rational Man, because when when you ban me do this, but I'm always here. I'm always talk to this your platform where I will be commenting. I don't run away, so I got nowhere else to go, because you are a nice guy, but you thought that I was too hard. But now
I didn't think you were too hard. But carry on, just do your thing. Let me not interrupt you.
So I'm happy that I'm like I represent Igbo here. That at least I saw these things coming also. So, but meanwhile, Rational Mind, don't you think that that place should be like a ground zero sort of, that police officers should still be given be on the standby, answering questions, what happened, and then helicopters, hovering around the whole bushes of a war, right to Ekiti and Edo State and to Kogi State. Don't you? So you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Somebody just died, so they just keep people like that, and they just close it. They said that the vice president went there, the other man went there, and they just left the place like that. Is that the right thing to do in a normal human being society?
Yeah. You see, Tony, those things what would they watch for movie? What would they watch? What would they see? Nigeria, apply for Nigeria, because that country now is now one kind hellhole. I mean,
yeah, because we saw your president, Biden, just a school shooting. He will go there. He will go to that place and be,
This one will go for Aso Rock. No be him at all. It's
not be the guy, because Buhari was not a bad guy like this. That's what that I don't know.
I don't want to do your braille now. I don't want to do your braille now. I don't. Oh.
No, I'm not doing your braille.
All right, Tony.
Buhari was a nice guy.
Okay, let Rational Mind just carry on with
carry
on with your thoughts about, because you were empathizing with Jomoke. So let's go back to that.
So what I mean by
Tony, please try and give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah, go on.
What I'm saying, Tony, I'm not supporting saying no be Buhari did it. You know how people changes. People change. I mean, that guy has not really. We've not really known him like we know him now. Now that he's there, that man, I believe he's still the same Buhari. Don't this whole Jubril thing that you people are spinning around. I don't believe that. So for me, I believe he's a change man. He has some people who has taken over him, who has control over him. And maybe he has his own agenda, like we all be seeing all this white playing out under his watch. So for me, you see, Buhari will go down in history as the most, the worst president we've ever had in our country, that lacks empathy. Like you said, other countries, you will see their leader. We've seen Joe Biden, and even there in the United, I mean, in Germany, when Merkel was there. What she did when there was this shooting in somewhere, is it in Frankfurt or is it in Dresden or whatever? So, and how they mobilize and how he showed empathy. So when we have leaders like this, and we have another one in person of Atiku too, well, because you see, the thing is, for me, one man on your platform, I said it some few weeks ago when there was a bombing in Kogi State. I said that in a saner society where they had 2 bombings in Kogi State, what did they do? It's a sign that in that area should be marked out, that there are people, there are activities going on there. That was almost, according to a Sarah reporter, which I even looked on the map, it was almost 11 minutes to Ondo State. And in subsequent weeks, I think about a week or some days after that, we heard about this incident in Owo. So in a sinner society where things works, they would have deployed, whatever there, to go mark out that place and start seeing how they can comb the forest and see how they could prevent another attack. But it's in under Buhari, anything just happens, and we make it so. It all points to one thing: there is something going on that this man, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever agenda it is, they are trying to. So, but then they are beating us already to submission. Already we are becoming submitted. They're already beating us to submission, because now we just accept whatever goes. We only yap and talk and rake, but nothing good happens after that. So imagine our leaders also saying 20 people died, thereby supporting the government, the federal government in that, just to make it look as if it's not as important as that. After all, not many people as reported were dead. So you see, I just wonder how we got here. Although I know how we got here, but Nigerians need to sit down and think that they are already losing their humanity. We're already losing our humanity in that country. Life is no longer as important to people anymore. It's not as sacred as people once viewed it. Well, man, that's all I have to say. Let me not just go on some other tangent.
All right. Thank you, Rational Mind. Sorry, I must just address something. Sorry, Tony, I'm not on board with the Jubril Sudani narrative. It's not my issue. It's not something that interests me. So I know that a lot of people, they are in that strap line, but that's an Eastern strap line. And there are thousands of platforms that are just bouncing off the walls with the Jubril at Sudani something. It's not for me. So please, just help me out.
Okay,
There's countless places more popular than this platform.
Could I
10 times. So can you just hold on, please? Can you just hold on, please?
Yeah, I'd like to come in when you get a chance on this.
When I say hold on, then please do. It's not my interest, this your Jubril as-Sudani and these tall tales that you people circle jerk around. It's not my interest. It irritates me. It deviates from real substance of, Buhari is so complicit of so many things, a callous killer, that we can go after him over so many things. And you guys reduce it to the most irreducible, decimal storytelling and all this nonsense. His ears, can you see his ears? Look at it. No, that's not for me, man. Don't bring it here. Just take it to Radio Biafra. It's not for me. I've told you enough times, man. Please help me out.
I get you, sir. I get you, sir.
It's just not for me. All your
only that, can I just answer a little bit, sir?
Right.
Sorry, sir. So the problem is that every president in this world, by Cambodia, Australia, Thailand, even Nepal, the president, they come out, they will talk, you will see them. This guy
Tony, I'm going to have to let you go for today because I've already done a very long session.
So I understand you.
Sorry, I'm going to let you go because because I don't have the time for that.
I will not go there again. I will not go there again.
Fanciful. I don't want that way. You can go to Radio Biafra now. That's their daily diet there. I don't object to it. It's just not for me.
I suspend it.
The president. No, don't bring it here. I apologize to the listeners, but I've told these guys too many times that not just nonsense that they do over. It's not for me. It reduces the conversation to the barest minimum. It's just a pedestrian nonsense. Please help me out.
I get you. Okay,
let me come in when you.
Don't come in, man. Just don't. In fact, I'm going to be letting Tony and Pansad go because they're just going to constitute a nuisance to the space, and I don't. Sorry, not a nuisance, but they're going to be disruptive somewhat, and I don't.
One man, please, calm down. But Tony,
do you mind? Just leave it, man. Just leave it. Maybe I should. I don't know.
No, one man, calm down. Please, calm down.
All right, don't just settle it down. It irritates me. The Jubril Sudani. Don't bring it here now. It's not for me. It just doesn't interest me. I'm not from the East. It's not my narrative. You go do it with them. So let me go to Charles. But Charles, hopefully you have been watching the let me play you a clip. Actually, I hope you have been watching the presidential the candidates speaking. So let me play you a clip of Buhari's roundoff, and then I'll take it from there. So I can just that's jarred me somewhat. I don't want Jubril Sudani, please. It's not for me.
From the governor of Kebbi State, who is the chairman of the Elections Committee, on the procedure for these very historic elections taking place tonight. On the right-hand side, you are still delaying us, please. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to listen to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, who will be talking to us tonight at this historic presidential convention. Please welcome Mr. President to the podium.
His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, was in 2014. He stood before delegates like you, and the President said, like he has always said, his ambition is not driven by raw desire for power. His Excellency, the President, wants to serve and make this country better. And that is the legacy that he's trying to leave behind by this epoch-making event at our special convention. His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, had said, and he always would say, I don't have money to buy.
To buy what?
Your Excellency.
To buy Guguru and Nepal.
The First Lady, the APC National Chairman, President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, the state governors, members of the National Assembly, members of Federal Executive Council, party leaders, distinguished aspirants, party faithfuls, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow party members and compatriots, I commend you for your various roles and contributions towards the successful conduct of the various APC primaries across the nation. I commend the party stakeholders, officials, organs, and the Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee. I commend your efforts in organizing party exercises and urge you not to rest on our achievements so far. Now we have a big task ahead. The substantial convention for the presidential primary. I congratulate all the winners and our newly emerged party flag bearers so far for the 2023 general elections, and urge you to be magnanimous in victory, particularly towards your fellow aspirants who conceded to you. I urge you at all times to abide by the party rules and follow party reconciliation processes. In every competitive event, there are bound to be winners and runners-up. And as such, all the aspirants who lost or conceded at the primaries, I equally urge you to maintain the spirit of sportsmanship and to stand by our great party for the next challenges ahead. As we go into presidential primary, I urge all to keep to the same spirit. We must avoid acrimony and maintain the spirit of sportsmanship. The critical task ahead of the Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee remains to continue to forge for the unity of purpose among party members and to keep securing needed compromises in the interest of our great party. I enjoin you all to be fair to all and to create a level playing field for all the presidential aspirants in the coming crucial party exercise. Please follow due process in all the party decisions, and I call on all party members, particularly the party officials and the delegates, to abide by all extant laws, rules, and regulations, and to consider voting for the presidential candidate with the best chances of securing victory for our great party in the coming general elections. I cannot overemphasize that the principal challenge before us is the need to keep a united front for the party. It is primarily why the party National Executive Committee has vested its powers in the National Working Committee for the time being, as requested and in compliance with the party constitution, to ensure smooth party administration and operations in these critical times in the overall interest of the party. Once again, Mr. Chairman, I want to assure you and the entire National Working Committee members of my support. Please do not hesitate to call on me and all other appropriate quarters for the help that will propel our great party to the victory that we all seek. To ensure a hitch-free presidential primary, please let us work collectively in the interest of our great party and our great country. Fellow delegates, fellow men, women, youth, citizens of our country. Many people have short memories, but let us remember the situation we inherited. A nearly dead economy, in spite of oil being over $100 per barrel for many years. vast areas of our country under insurgent control. Salaries, wages, pensions, unpaid for months in many states. Problems were left unattended or ignored. Infrastructure left to decay. Internationally, we were despised. Your APC government has changed all that. Our response to any new challenges, whether banditry, kidnapping, insurgency, has been prompt and head-on. Rehabilitation of infrastructure has taken place on a massive scale. Our response to coronavirus is second to none in Africa. We have made substantial progress in governance, in implementing reforms, in democratic processes, and in social care. We are now respected in Africa and across the world. These major achievements by APC are historic and far-reaching. We now have to choose a leadership, not just to win elections next year, but to continue and improve on these landmarks. We must choose a knowledgeable, fair-minded nationalist with a very strong belief in the unity of our nation, Nigeria, and strength of character and purpose to steer the country forward. We should not allow the PDP to drag the country backwards. I thank you. May God bless our party. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, so there it is. So that's Buhari rounding off affairs at the. So that's Buhari rounding off affairs at the APC at the APC presidential primary. So the voting has now commenced. I'm not quite sure how much of the process you've been watching, but we did a live follow through stream of it earlier on, Charles. But what are you making of the process so far? You did not join us then, so let's take your soundings. What are you making of the process so far, Charles? All right, are you there? All right, Brownberry then. Do we have you, Charles?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
brilliant. Me? Yeah, did you hear what I put to you?
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's hear from you. Yeah.
So far, so good. Apart the only candidates I didn't get to hear TINUBU'S opening speech or remarks, but I heard Yemi Osinbajo, Okorocha, and the rest. Honestly speaking, the rest are just. I think it's just going to be Yemi Osinbajo is more of a preferred candidate. I just feel the other guys are just dancing to the tune. They're just making fun of the whole thing. They're just there for a show. However,
does that include Tinubu? Does that when you say they're all there for a show? Does that include Tinubu?
No. Tinubu is in. To be honest, because a lot of people are stepping down for him. Yes. I think he's into this for the long haul. It's going to be a very close one. But it's between Tinubu and Yemi Osinbajo. And I was surprised with the way the number of people that were stepping down and things. I was highly surprised. I didn't expect that at all. However,
who surprised you the most out of the step downers?
I didn't really see. There was one. I think there was one. The northern sides. Some of the northern candidates were the ones that. I think Jigawa. I'm not too sure. One of these candidates. Yeah. So I was really surprised at that. He played his card well, but the only thing I was disappointed in is a lot of them, even after having that dinner, at least even the opening, I didn't start from the beginning, but at least the opening, they would have gotten the waves from the news and everything, and how people were dissatisfied with the way they had no remorse over the killings and everything. They should have. He took the oversight of this guy, the pastor Bakari.
Tunde Bakari, yeah.
Yeah, to bring that up. And honestly speaking, that in its sense, the way I've looked at our leaders, first of all, they've taken the Nigerian populace for granted. I think they themselves, I think the system that we've been running is basically, in terms of selecting our leaders and positions in authority, is based on selection. I don't think they put any emphasis in our votes or our ability to actually make changes or our ability to actually influence decisions when it comes to government policies or anything. They just see us as, I think we're just there for the show, to be honest. They have no regard for us whatsoever. And based on that, to be honest, I'm highly disappointed in the entire APC party as a whole. The only person I see that to an extent will have some form of human face to that position is maybe Osinbajo. And that's basically because of his background and he's new into this political, this kind of system. But ordinarily, I think...
Who do you think the front runner is in the process?
I don't know. I just have a feeling it's Tinubu. I won't lie.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me bring you this as part of your narrative. So you were sort of trying to contend with memory. Excuse me, just to step down. Full list of APC presidential aspirants who stepped down for Tinubu. The national leader and presidential aspirant on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, gained the support of 7 presidential aspirants. So I'm going to give you the list of names and tell me then what you think it means. So who withdrew from the race to support him? The former Minister of Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio, led the move to step down for the former governor of Lagos State. The lawmaker representing Ogun Central Senatorial District, Ibikunle Amosun, and governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, also stepped down for Tinubu. The former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dimeji Bankole, the governor of Jigawa State, Badaru Abubakar, the lawmaker representing Ondo North Senatorial District, Ajayi Boroface, and then there was one other lady that also stepped. Yes, the only female APC presidential aspirant, Uju Onenye, also stepped down. So, but Osinbajo crucially did not step down because we waited till the last moment and thought he would, but he doubled down. So, what are you making then of the field that? But there was one other guy that stepped down for Osinbajo. I can't even recall his name. Just of some random person. But what are you making of that stepping down? And what do you think still emboldens Osinbajo to still be in the race?
I think apart from those states, Ondo and those few Western states, I think most of the governors are still, especially Southwest governors, are still in favor of Osinbajo. In terms of the North, although...
hold on, let me hold you to that space. The governor of Osun State is Tinubu's nephew, so he definitely for Tinubu.
Okay.
Ekiti State Governor Fayemi, he declared for Tinubu. Lagos State belongs to Tinubu. So I think the Southwest belongs to Tinubu.
Yeah, but and again, Akpabio, who represents the South.
Including Kwara as well.
Including Kwara. Did they step down for Tinubu? Did Kwara step down for Tinubu? Or have they declared for Tinubu?
No, what I'm saying, you are talking about the whole Southwest for him. I'm saying including Kwara.
Yes.
Kwara, that, is Yoruba, this thing, but although it's in North Central, but, Kwara belonged to him too. Kogi is where Yaya Bello came from. So let's leave that one alone.
I think based on those permutations, Tinubu seems to have it in the bag. The only thing that can give Osinbajo this win is if the entire North swings to his favor, and if there are some people who actually just betray Tinubu behind his back, maybe after Osinbajo's speech. But I think it's tilting towards Tinubu right now. But for some reason, I can never tell. Maybe after that Osinbajo's speech, which was very very eloquent and everything, but it might change some people's mindsets and make them have a rethink. But for now, based on the Southwest and some members of the North, it will take the entire North to actually rally in favor of Osinbajo. Also, maybe Buhari might still be able to throw one last ditch into Tinubu's efforts and everything. But and again, I noticed that I think Buhari, if Buhari has that influence that he has over the North, if he has it, he will be able to swing the votes in favor of Osinbajo, because I caught on some, when these other guys, a lot of them were making presentations. Some of them made some attacks on Tinubu. Buhari's reactions after that attack was one of, he was happy about it. That's when he smiled. So it shows that he doesn't have Tinubu's back. All is not well. And I'm sure he might still have an ace up his sleeve. So it's going to be a very tight one. Tinubu might think Tinubu has it in the bag, but Buhari might play.
No. We will only take Tinubu had it in the bag if it wasn't for the Buhari factor, as you said. But Buhari doesn't want him, and is certainly not going to let him have it easy. So
yes. Yeah, and I look, I won't lie to you. This is a very, very tight one.
Yes.
I can't tell.
Do you think Ganduje will hold firm?
Firm in what regards?
Well, he's been following Tinubu all over the place. Even in that infamous Abeokuta speech, you could see Ganduje in the background. He has been on his campaign team all the way through this process.
I think he will hold firm. Tinubu most likely has offered him something he can't refuse. He will hold firm. But I think Ganduje might even play both sides of the. He might play both sides, but I think to an extent he will hold firm on Tinubu. But like I said, things can change at the last minute. Buhari still, we can see that Buhari is not. I was thinking that Buhari would have made up his mind in terms of maybe throwing his weight against Tinubu after all the meetings and everything. But judging from that, those speeches and everything by different candidates, I could see that Buhari still doesn't have Tinubu's backing, and we want him not to get that ticket.
Because Lagos and Kano, those are substantial voting blocks right there.
Yes.
You know,
but the Southwest really has to be careful, because I see if Buhari is really out to get Tinubu, I might see him letting Atiku win. I know it's very it's very tricky. You might think he might not do that, but the way he is, it's very one has to be very. If I were Tinubu, I'll have to get into even if you win that ticket, just try as much as possible to make amends with him, because if that animosity lingers on, I see him swinging things in favor of Atiku. Yeah.
I don't know quite what the hatred is. It used Tinubu quite generously for his own benefit, but I don't know. There's just something about Tinubu that just rubs. I
think Tinubu got it wrong with Buhari. He should have known the person is. Buhari seems to be the kind of person. Once he doesn't like you, once you're in his book, there is nothing you can do. For example, even the Southeast, you might say this, but once he doesn't just like you, he's open to it, and he doesn't change his mind. He's headstrong. So he should have been more careful with his words to try as much as possible not to get on his bad side. But
is that not when you know that somebody doesn't like you? Should you not then just go all out? You know, because you're never going to turn him round, so you might as well just oppose him.
Yeah, but it would take a lot of, unless Buhari himself is not really in doesn't have that hold, because like you said, Buhari's government really has been controlled by cabals. That's what you understand. So he might not wield that power that we think a president should. There might be people, like we've always rumored, at the back that actually control this government. And Buhari, even if he doesn't like Tinubu, if those guys are in favor of him, if Tinubu plays his card, and probably Tinubu even knows that, that is why he's not really flustered by Buhari supporting him or not, because he knows probably there are some people behind the scenes that really control that government. So we might as well think that Buhari is in charge, but he might actually not have that much control over the APC as we thought. And this was seen with a lot of northern governors' support throwing their back behind Tinubu.
All right. Thankfully, in a few hours, it'll be over, because, you know, even this deep into it, it would have just been neat and tidy if Osinbajo just said, in spite of
No.
and I
you know
support
what?
my
You know
leader.
what? No. As a matter of fact, I give Osinbajo the respect for standing his. I think if he did that, I think he would have been a Jonathan. You see how Jonathan just made a fool of himself.
God, we've even forgotten him now.
You understand?
The cane is ready. We'll flog him later, but we'll flog him later.
Do you understand? Yeah. He would have been a Jonathan in the Southwest, because after going, I like the fact that he stood his ground. People will still give him that respect, even though it's a contest.
But it's not standing his grounds because of bravery. It's standing his grounds because of assurances. You know, it's assurances that emboldens him.
Yeah, even Tinubu, it's also assurances. That's why he pays so much to get the delegates in. So it's more, it's politics. It's the game. You have to win, try as much as possible to win as much support, even during elections, to your side to win. But yes, Osinbajo did the right thing by putting his foot down, because if he chickened out, a lot of people won't take him as that leadership quality that at least people, he's a VP, but that leadership quality that people saw in him, a lot of people will, in fact, he would have just been something like an Obi. You see how all of us are just looking at Obi and saying, this guy he doesn't have the balls of steel.
If the ticket doesn't come to Yoruba land, what price do you think Osinbajo will pay for that?
If the ticket doesn't come to Yoruba, in what sense? Because that's going to be in the general election. Right now,
no. If the APC ticket, if it doesn't, let's say, it ends up in the hands of Rotimi Amechi or Ahmed Lawan, just for argument's sake.
Okay, for argument's.
What price do you think Osinbajo will pay for that?
I can't tell.
He'll be ostracized from Yoruba land.
He would, to be honest, because he should have. He will probably be ostracized, because this was a one-time chance, and he'll probably have to wait for 16 years before it comes again. So he'll be frowned at by a lot of the elders in Yoruba land.
All right, it's quite intriguing. So thank you for that. Let's go to Brownberry. Brownberry, hopefully you watched the aspirants give their speeches. But outside of Osinbajo, which other person impressed you the most? Because a lot of people felt, well, we watched this live. You know, we streamed it live and we're discussing it, Ajanle Koko and I and a few other people. And a lot of people were somewhat impressed by the performance of Iberiberism. So what did you make of Rochas's performance straight out of EFCC jail to the convention?
My people, my people.
My people, my people.
My people, my people. I like Rochas's speech. I like what he said. You know, Osinbajo's speech was the best. You know, I mean that's just it. The rest of them didn't say much. When it comes to the speech, they didn't say much. Bola was talking about capacity, which you know he has the right to talk about capacity. And if you're talking about the speech, I didn't see much apart from the VP that gave very inspiring speech. You know, very heartwarming speech and speech of hope. he gave. So I was very proud of him.
But did it especially surprise you that Osinbajo gave that? Because we know him for eloquence, he's an orator, you know.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me, but this one was a top notch. This one was just up there. This one, you know, that's why remember I've been saying this, that they would have given us Obi in PDP and Osinbajo in APC. So that will make Africa proud. They will see that, they will see the talent we have, when it comes to debate. So unfortunately we are here. Let's see what happens tonight.
Comments. I'm not sure if we'll be able to endure waiting the duration for the results to come in, but because it's going to be you're going to end up with red eyes, But was it not somewhat tortuous? A lot of them. What did you make of Tunde Bakare's speech? Was it essentially an attack on Buhari? What he did?
No, it was. I took it off. I just took it because I was ashamed. The only time I was proud of him was when he made mention of the a minute silence for what happened. But all those turning the place to church as the state. Okay, now you were the vice presidential candidate in 2011. When Buhari spoke to you, he told you that he trusts you. If anything happens to him, you can take over the mantle. That was then. So you are not coming here and saying this is not the time that you want to take over the mantle. Come on, you've never been. You were not in this administration for 8 years, almost 8 years. You've not been APC. You've been a no-show. You come in and say, "God," and said, "It's your turn." I mean, this is just ridiculous. I was ashamed. In fact, I just turned it off, and I made sure that his speech was over before I returned. Because
you know that
it was ridiculous.
You know that Tunde Bakare is on the line too. He's on the line because he's come out to tell us that the Lord told him that it's going to be number 16. So if he doesn't become president, then I'm expecting his congregants to ask questions.
They will not ask questions. They will not ask questions. That's just the problem we have. Look at Tony. Nobody is asking. I was a follower of Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody asked questions when he said these things. They are still carrying these things. We have to ask questions.
Right. Sorry, let me address that space. I want to apologize. When I was saying I'm not from the East, that's not an asabic in the direction of but that narrative is more vested in that space, and it has always irritated me that that Jubril narrative. I've always thought that aided Buhari to get away with a lot of things because we were so that the space was so consumed with that ridiculous nonsense that we were not paying attention to all the atrocities. Anyway, I don't like that space at all. So apologies if anybody felt I was a bit over the top. But I just cannot bear it. Look at his nose, so look at his hair. So is that the face of
it's very shameful. It's very shameful.
It's a very painful thing to
that even if you used to believe in it, now that you've this guy just played everyone like that and nobody's asking him. I say, why would you do this? We need to ask questions. We need to ask our religious leaders, whoever we are following. We need to put mirror and check them very well. But let's go away from that. You see what will happen. Pastor Bakare is going to go back to his pulpit on Sunday and say something as God, just told him that this is not his time yet. That his son, that his unborn son, is going to be the next president in
these
whatever
people,
he is.
They get away with murder,
And
they can say the most ludicrous thing, and they will just say the Lord told me. And that is it. And intelligent, educated people will just line up to say, yes, touch not my anointed. Who anointed?
Everybody said the Lord told them. Even Yaya Bello. Just look at Yaya Bello. That even the president has spoken to the wife. You can see the wife of the president talking to him and said, calm down, step down. No, he said no. This was a man in his last election that El-Rufai had to kneel down. The whole of them, all of them were there begging for the whole of Kogi people to vote for him because it was a failure.
He didn't pay salaries for 18 months, and they
it
were
was
asking
a failure. But now he's not raising his shoulder to everybody and say, "No, Nigeria wants me." I don't know who is telling them that Nigeria wants them. I don't know where they are getting it from.
It's unbelievable. But what did you make of it as a spectacle? Because we watched the whole thing here, and we're all just enraptured by, the lack of irony, the lack of shame, just these people, known criminals, telling you that they are the answer to your problems. It was quite a thing to see.
It's a shame. It's just, I don't know. I mean, Yaya Bello is the one that just makes me laugh. I don't know who is telling him that Nigeria wants him. That 1.6 million people. This is 16 million or 1.6 million. Yeah, this is 16 million people. Rally around Nigeria for him. On their rally. Come on, I said, Yaya Bello. I don't know where he's getting that from. I don't know this love that he thinks that Nigeria just loved him so much. That he has done so much in Kogi. I don't know who's telling them. I don't know. Maybe there's one prophet. I don't. It makes me. I don't know if I'm still in.
Do you know that pretty much all of them would have been told that by a prophet or an imam or a seer that they spiritually that they are going to be the president, that some higher being has already ordained it. You know that true. I think what propels Osinbajo the most is the RCCG space, because his leader there would have told him that the Lord told him that he will be president.
Okay, now you attend that church, right? Does that man say so? Do you think he's someone that will say that?
No, I think he's somebody that would,
I don't know.
Not publicly, but privately. He will say to him.
Oh, really?
That, yeah. Because I'm trying to see what emboldens Yemi Osinbajo.
Oh, come on. He's the vice president. What are you saying? He's the vice president. That alone qualifies him. That's what is pushing him. There's nothing else. And the fact that people want him as well. Because if you look at all the polls that was shown, we are not talking about the delegates, we're talking about polls in Nigeria. Among all these aspirants, it was Osinbajo was just running away with it. So, but unfortunately, people are not. Those people are not the one voting. The delegates are the one voting today. But I assure you that it's going to be Osinbajo might still come out, might still edge Bola out. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you where the votes will be coming from.
Okay? Go on.
Osinbajo vote is going to come from the southeast, south, apart from Edo because this guy, what's his name? This sniffer right there.
Akpabio.
Shomole. Shomole is in charge of Shomole and what's the other guy's name? The two of them are in charge there. Yeah, not Obaseki.
Oyegun.
Not Oyegun. The one that contested against Obaseki.
I can't remember his name. Yes.
Zeyamo.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them are in charge of, and they are both TINUBU'S men. So then it's gonna split. South will go for, I believe South will go for Osinbajo as well. Then Southwest will be split. North Central will be split. Then whatever happens will be in the Northeast and Northwest. That's where the battle is going to be. Because the speech that Tinubu made in Ogun State has rattled a lot of feathers in that area. So we'll see what's going to happen. All this stepping down you are seeing, forget it's just by mouth. They might have told that, because at the end of the day, that Abiodun is the owner of delegate coming from Ogun State. It's not Amosu. Amosu is no longer in charge. So.
All right, but Lagos State stays with Tinubu, though. Lagos State stays with Tinubu.
Yeah, Lagos State stays with Tinubu, that's sure. But
Osun State stays with Tinubu.
Oh, you want to say that all Osun States? All the Osun State delegates, because it's his nephew or cousin.
Yeah, the governor controls the structure.
If the governor controls the structure, the governor don't know what they're going to vote.
No, don't worry about it. They vote their conscience, Abi.
Okay. So when it comes to Kanu, I don't want to believe that all the Kano delegates are just going to give their vote to what's his name? To Asiwaju.
But Blamberry, Ganjude has Kano, and it's Tinubu's boy, isn't it?
Okay, Tinubu's boy. I don't understand why you guys just feel that all the 144 delegates will just go to Tinubu. Come on, guys.
But the majority will go for him.
Maybe it might be 70-30, it might be 60-40. Okay, the counting is still on. You know, I want Tinubu so that there will be a third force. You know, but you know, like I always said, if we get Osinbajo, the third force is just going to collapse because Osinbajo is intellectual as Opitabi, and people that are supporting Opitabi, they are all intellectuals as well. So it will split intellectuals and the youth. So I rather just make sure that we have Tinubu so that we can all rally around the third force. Because if we have Osinbajo, you know, then Obi has to, you know, they have to persuade Obi to, you know, to step. You know, I don't know how that's going to be.
All right, it's quite intriguing, but thank God it's going to end in a few hours' time. You know, and then we. Are you not fed up? Are you not fed up of it? I am fed up of it now. It's just
you know, political season is fun. You know,
yeah,
it should be fun. It's not for the insecurity. It should be fun. You know how it is in America now. They like almost 2 years just to compare and argue and just debate. You know, like, it's not unfortunate that in our case, they don't debate. You know, they are just waiting for the person to come. I mean, among the parties, they should debate. And let's see. You know, but unfortunately we don't, because without that, we will not see the, you know, people will not be inspired. The people will not be inspired. The students will not be inspired. The university people, students will not be inspired. But that's where you know, those debates that's what triggers university students to start, you know, politicking from the school. Right from school.
All
we don't have that.
Sorry, Bramberry, all these fantastical ideas that Osinbajo presented in his presentation, are these ideas, are they new to him? Are these ideas that he has just developed?
Okay, let me tell you something. Everything he said, I know, and I've been following all those companies he mentioned. I know them. I've followed those companies. There's a company, Proforce in Ogun State. I don't know if you guys are following them.
No. Where I'm taking you to is why didn't he unlock all these possibilities in the 8 years that he was already vice president? Why didn't he unlock all these possibilities?
My brother, VP. What is the role of VP? Even in America, what's the role of VP? They go to burial. They go to birthdays.
So it doesn't advise. It doesn't advise Buhari or anything.
If he gives advice, they don't take. What is he gonna do? You see what he did when Buhari, even today, is the decisions he took when Buhari gave him power, when Buhari went for sick leave. He's still haunting him today. Some people are still against him because of those decisions he took. He took decisive decisions. You know, so. Look, if we have Osinbajo as the president, I mean, it's not going to be as usual at all. Everything is just, when I mean, it's not going to be politicking as usual at all. You know, most of these politicians, they are just going to be retired. He's just going to retire all of them. You'll see. Same with Obi. But if we have Tinubu and Atiku, it's just going to be continuing. You do for me, I do for you. I love your back.
But you know that if Osinbajo becomes the president, this administration will not be probed. So all of the looters, the Abubakar Malamis, etc., all these people that we just hear endless money is being stolen, that's gone for good.
Hear me well. The only person that will not be probed is Buhari. Osinbajo, if Osinbajo appoints EFCC chairman, and the man is persecuting anybody, and people come to run to him, Osinbajo and say, "Oh, help us out to him." Osinbajo will just put his hand back and say, "You know, let the judiciary take care of it." I'm telling you right now, Osinbajo, I mean, fear short people.
Short man devil,
He will not say anything.
All right, Bramberry, thank you. Are you driving? You sound like you're driving
yeah,
too.
I'm driving.
Everybody is on the motorway today. So
yeah.
thank you, Bramberry. Bramberry, let's go on to Thomas, just as we try to cover everybody's opinion. So Thomas, are you still there?
I'm there.
Brilliant.
I'm there, Oma.
All right, great. So to the conversation then, I don't know how much of the APC convention you saw, but we watched it live on the platform, and
I did as well.
Yeah, a lot of things came out. Good performances, individual moments of brilliance, outlandish behavior, but Osinbajo with, as expected, the best speech. But is English speaking? Is that what we need from a Nigerian president? Just to be, is it grammar? Is it literally and debating society? What did you make of what you saw?
It's beautiful, one man. Osinbajo did very well. I can give him the kudos. He did very well. But Tinubu, I can see Tinubu did very well as well. But I expect somebody to address people not writing things down, address people offhand, not writing things down. But I think Osinbajo did as well. He wrote his speech on something. But I give Ahmed Lawan, the guy spoke very well as well. But I give Osinbajo did very well, one man. I will say Osinbajo is the first. So he really did very well. It's just Tunde Bakare, he threw me off guard, one man. I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. I don't expect him to go to that route. He went there. I don't think he really make any speech. He's just out there to attack the Buhari's personality and the rest of the candidates. I don't expect him to go that route. It disappoints me. It disappoints me. Even though we know what he's saying is it could be right in some way, but you are not out there to be speaking that kind of thing. I can see he ridiculed Buhari so much in that speech. I can see the body language of Buhari as well. He's not really happy with what he did. And you rightly said, he said the Lord told him he will be the next president of Nigeria. I'm waiting for the results in a couple of hours so that we can know maybe the Lord is speaking to him or the Lord is not speaking to him. It's the one that disappoints me most. If you want to make your speech, make your speech. And one thing as well, one man, why are people praising Buhari? One man, are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah. Oh yes. Why are people praising Buhari? I don't know. It irritates me. They are asking you, what can you offer the country? And you guys are just praising Buhari.
There was a guy in the red cap that spent all of his allotted time telling us how fantastic Buhari is. I actually thought Buhari was going to be on the ballot again. I thought maybe there was
one man. It drove me off guard. I said, what is wrong with these people? Tell us what you can offer. Tell us your capacity. Tell us what you can do. But you are just praising Buhari. I expect people just to say, we respect Buhari, just to acknowledge his moments there or sitting there. But people are just praising him, even though they know this guy has done the worst ever, one man. Worst ever. And they are just praising him, giving him kudos, giving him accolade. No.
You know what came to mind as I was listening to that, all that just brown nosing of the Malam from Daura. It put me in mind of is it North Korea, Kim Jong-un, their leader. It was like a dear leader sort of a thing, Kim Jong-un. you know.
It's one man. I was so very irritated. Very irritated. This one will come, you do this, you've done this. We are not here to hear these things. Maybe they are trying to grease his elbow. Maybe it will add to their numbers. I don't think that. The delegates don't care about Buhari, to me. Because if you remember, I asked this question. I said, can Buhari singularly pick who is going to succeed him? I don't think Buhari can really interfere to all the delegates from all the states. It can really have maybe people from his state. I think that is what Buhari can really have in his pocket. I think the delegates have the power to choose who they want. But I don't think Buhari has the power. That's my opinion. I don't think Buhari has the power to determine who he wants to succeed him. When we are talking of the delegate. But these people are just praising him. That is what really irritates me. All of them did very well, but this is not about grammar. And Najale Koko said something that I really agree with him. He said, speaking grammar of Osinbajo, it doesn't win votes. That is it. Speaking grammar will not win vote. I think it's only one person that stepped down for Osinbajo.
Yeah,
and almost 8, yes,
Ten Reach or something like that, yeah.
Yes, and almost one man. I think the ticket will maybe going to Tinubu because I think he has all the backing.
You can't say that though, because you know, so I think Buhari backs Osinbajo, which puts him ahead. I would suggest. In fact,
but why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Because of the power of incumbency now. It's usually the president that chooses especially within Nigerian political.
But why do you say Buhari is backing him? What do you see?
Because of the body language of he was nearly applauding every word that Osinbajo was saying.
And was smiling.
Yeah, he was smiling, he was joshing. In fact, even when he was going to make his own speech, he leaned over to whisper to him.
Sorry to buy in. Did you see his wife, Buhari's wife, clapping for Osinbajo?
Clapping and cheering as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there it is, you know.
But I'm still back to what I said earlier on. I don't think Buhari has that power. He may want to anoint Osinbajo, but I don't think he has the power. And I know all the delegates will not go for Buhari. They will go for the money that they have been paid. You wrote earlier on that.
If Tinubu wins, that means the party has taken it out of Buhari's hands.
CPC, yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's a vote of no confidence if Tinubu wins, because Tinubu is winning off his own back if he wins. But anybody else that wins is a Buhari candidate.
Are you not considering Mohamed Lawan at all?
Well, he's in the mix as well because they raised his hand yesterday, so that must count for something.
I don't know. I'm scared of that guy though, because the guy is very articulated. One man. No. He spoke very well, even though we know it's not the English or the grammar that will make a good president. But it doesn't move.
I wasn't impressed, especially by speed.
I was one man.
It was a heavy laden Fulani something that is.
Oh, woman, I was impressed. And he's not even reading it from anywhere. He was just picking. I can say he's the only one that really flows. Maybe he's not reading from what the epistle he has written down before. It was just flowing. But one man, I think Tinubu will clinch the ticket. That is just my opinion. He may go the other way, but I think Tinubu will clinch because almost 8 or 7 people has really stepped down for him.
But out of the people that stepped down for him, how many of them are significant? Dimeji Bankole, he's not significant.
No, you can't say Fayemi now. I am even surprised that Fayemi can step down. Because Fayemi is I can still vote for Fayemi if I'm a delegate, because I still know that man he has something upstairs. If you want to weigh Fayemi, you can still weigh it with Peter Obi side by side. So, But Ayade is the ridiculous person to me, one man.
No.
Ayade,
you know, he was doing the catalytic something. What he does in his state, he was trying to do it again. Words that have no meaning. It was just as a professor.
It's your catabulos of Kiniko catabulos.
You know,
it's just
that have no meaning. You know.
One man. I can't wait for the results. I can't wait for the results.
All right. But let me go on to Sheson. Thank you, Thomas. Let me go on to Sheson.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So hopefully you're there, Sheson. Sheson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can. Brilliant. Good to have you. Good to have you, Sheson. Thomas was just talking about the performance of who was it? Kayode Fayemi. And a lot of people were saying that Yemi Osinbajo had the best speech, but did he? Because Fayemi's speech was especially impressive if you're talking about speaking grammar, but if you're talking about it in just actual impactful presentation, Urocha Sokorocha was very impressive. He covered at least 2 major languages, although he didn't use Yoruba language. He was a well choreographed presentation. So what did you make of the presentation? And who amongst the people stepping down for Tinubu actually significantly enhances his chances?
All right. Thank you. Okay. With regards to the speeches, of course, Osinbajo is my man, and I love his eloquence. I love that he dealt with the issues. I love that he was presidential. I love that when people in diaspora, world leaders watch him, at least he gave a very, very good impression of who we are. So yes, for me, Osinbajo was the only guy that I really, really paid attention to. As for Fayemi broke my heart. Stepping down for Tinubu I just didn't see that coming. I thought that at least he'll probably want to align with Osinbajo, but I don't know.
It wasn't him. Sorry, Sheson. So it wasn't him stepping down, but who he stepped down for?
Yes, who he stepped down for exactly. So I thought he was going to align with Osinbajo instead of Tinubu, but I'm guessing that the leaders probably prevailed on him. But I thought he would stand his ground and root for someone like Osinbajo. But it's politics and all that. And then for
in terms of sorry, Sheson. Just to hold you to that space, because I see the reasoning behind that thought, and I'm not too far from it as well. In terms of just who they are, how they present, their worldview, etc. Fayemi and Osinbajo, they're more akin in so many ways. They are educated, eloquent, well presented, presentable. They are modern and everything. And Tinubu, the direct opposite of that. So if he was stepping down of his own free will, you would expect him to step down for Osinbajo, because that's more akin to his worldview and not Tinubu. So yes, so I see that. So sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so that was really very disappointing for me. As for the likes of Okorocha, in the first place, someone like Okorocha shouldn't even be in the mix in the first. I mean, somebody who just came off, the drama he did, with the EFCC and all of that. I mean, it's high time we moved away from people like that. People who are accused of stealing billions and then they resort to praying and then doing all theatrics all over the place. I mean, that doesn't really portray us it doesn't show us as a serious country if those are the kind of characters that we present as our prospective leaders. So I won't even waste my time talking about people like that. Who else? Tinubu. I mean, what else can we say about Tinubu? I mean, if I was in diaspora and I was probably hanging out with my friends and then you show me that this is somebody who's vying for the presidency of a country like Nigeria, I don't think I'll be too impressed. It's just unfortunate because of the kind of country that we live in. That's why, people like that should even make it, into that kind of mix. What we should have is people like Soludo, Donald Duke. Those are the kind of people that we should be projecting, showing that we're serious. But it boils down to the kind of people that we are, because this is what's even most important to me. I think largely we've always channeled our criticism towards our leaders, but we forget the kind of people that we are. I always emphasize on that because think about it. Even look at what happened at Owo. You know, what I expected was that on Monday morning, you should have 10,000 people at the governor's office insisting that for something like this to happen, heads must roll. Somebody has to pay the price for that. Whoever is probably in charge of security in the cabinet, whoever is the DPO, whoever is the commissioner of police, they have to answer questions.
At least somebody should get sacked.
Yeah, somebody should get sacked, and the people should insist on that. And that is why you feel that the leaders are so lackadaisical because they know the people won't say anything. That's the problem.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, we just sit down, and then what you just find is maybe a delegation from Cannes will go to the governor. They have a gentleman agreement. It's going to promise a kind of investigation, and then there's going to be a lot of talk. And before you know it, 1 week down the line, everything is swept under the carpet, and life goes on. Meanwhile, the people have their own roles to play, but they do not. They only love to complain and dramatize everything. Some people even make money off it. That's the kind of people we are, and that's why we get this kind of leaders. Okay, think about it. If you stay in the UK, if something like this happens in the UK, what usually happens? People resign. You think they want to? No, but they know the backlash that's coming from the people.
Shall I tell you something so ridiculous? During the lockdown, Boris Johnson, he was in his garden having beers with people.
Yeah.
And did you know that they had just a vote of no confidence, which is just narrowly escaped?
Yeah.
For having a beer. For having a beer. Imagine that. For having a beer.
Exactly. So look at the thinking. Look at Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton almost lost his job because of having was flirting with an intern in office. So the thinking. So before we start to compare our country with other countries, we need to remember the kind of people that we are. Our thinking, even when you go online and then you see when people talk about national issues, check out the kind of comments that you get. People just laugh it off. People steal billions of naira, and people just, it's just one of those things. So I think to a large extent, if the mindset of the people do not change, we're not going to have any difference with the kind of leaders that we have, regardless of whosoever is leading us. Because if you don't look, the 7 billion people on the planet, we all have one thing in common. If people know that they can do things and get away with it, right? They are sure that, look, if I do this, I'll get away with it. They'll do whatever they like. That's how people are wired. And that's exactly what we have in Nigeria. People, we are just too docile. We never complain. We never ask questions. Somebody was saying something about that. Look at Tunde Bakari, for instance. You've been a pastor for 30 years. You claim to have a calling. You abandon that calling, and then you want to go into politics. How does that make sense? Really?
You know, it started off as a Muslim.
Yeah. I think I stumbled upon that story. That he had to switch from being
Islam to Christianity, from Christianity to politics.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's not a 419.
And then now you say God told you this and that, and then you go and then you go into politics, and well, he has a right to do that, but like the other guy said, his congregation ought to ask him questions. That look, you said this, what's happening? You understand? But in Nigeria, we don't do that. We keep complaining about our politicians. Somebody said, oh, there was a guy that was just heaping praise on Buhari, but that's the kind of people that we are. That's the kind of people that we are. Everywhere you are, everybody does high service. That is who you are. Our leaders are a reflection of the kind of people that we are. They're just playing it in the bigger stages. So going forward, I think that if we want to throw criticisms, it has to go both ways, to the leaders and to the people, because we're the same thing. And everybody's warming up. When people get the opportunity to be into power, they do the same thing. That is why I can't say whatever happens there is corrupt. I can't say that, because the people that replaces them, they do the same thing. That is how it works, And then for Osinbajo, because that's the only guy I really have vested interest in. I think yes. To a large extent, I guess that he has the backing of the president. There's no way. That's the only bargaining chip that he has. He doesn't have the war chest. He doesn't have the political capital. So for him to have gone into this race, knowing fully well what's going to happen between him and Tinubu, I'm very, very sure. And if, in spite of the fact that they prevailed on him to step down, he didn't. It means he has some assurances. And I think that's the only thing that he's banking on. That's why he's emboldened, to still stick into the race. So, but after I saw all of those people that stepped down for Tinubu, well, maybe he can go. He can either go to him. He can either go to Tinubu. Any of them can clinch it. Even Amechi, I'm not going to rule Amechi out because I know Amechi is very close to the president. But I'm just guessing that if you look at it, if you look at a candidate that is malleable, a candidate that is compliant, a candidate that is reasonable, I think. And I don't think Osinbajo Buhari want to leave the next candidate to a roll of a dice. I think you want to have some say. So I'm guessing that he's backing him. I mean, these delegates, don't forget how they are elected. It's 3 per local government, and the governors usually determine those that make into those delegates. You understand? So the governors of the states can line all of them up. You understand? So if Buhari lines up the governor, he can easily line up the delegates. You understand? So I think Osinbajo still has a slight chance, although it looks as if Tinubu would clinch it. But it's a big mess. That it's boiled down to this: having someone like Tinubu, having to choose between Tinubu and Atiku is
yes,
sick.
it's not a choice, really, is
But
it?
it's not really.
So this is really, if Tinubu gets it, then I think Peter Obi should order champagne, because I suspect that people like yourself will gravitate towards that. Yes.
Naturally, the only problem with Obi is that in the north, I don't think that he might really have a lot of sway in the north. Because
no, there are people of your mindset in the north too. We've had several of them on this platform. People are fed up, Sheson. People are fed up. They are fed up of Tinubu or Atiku type of people.
But I'm not seeing those vibes here, because I mean Lagos and a whole lot of people, a whole lot of ethnic groups are represented here, and I don't see those vibes. They're still lining up between the chunk, because I still went to watch a football match this evening, and I mean there were diverse.
Where do you do that in Lagos? Where? Onikon?
No. Go to the stadium. Am I crazy?
You mean on telly? Okay.
We have this viewer. What do you call it again? These bars that show
like a pub,
like a pub where they show all these foreign matches and all that, all this English and all that. So that's really where I go to, and there's always this kind of discussion there, and then I scoop a whole lot of things. I gauge people's mindset, and it doesn't really change. For Peter Obi, the chunk of his supporters are usually Easterners, and the only problem.
Sorry, Sheson. I suspected that, and I've tried to infer that. But people keep insisting that his base is widespread. They are saying it's more of a young, educated demography than a regional demography. But I've always, anytime I hear his narrative, it's always Eastern pushed. But I didn't want to go too deeply into that because
No,
is that what you are sensing? That his support is
regional, is ethnic driven, and to a large extent, it's almost a disadvantage for him because his followers are trying to bully others. It's like it's either Peter Obi or nothing. So that's not really helping. So the narrative is, you know what? It's either you vote for Peter Obi or you get lost. That's the narrative out there. So it's largely ethnic or regional, and I really don't think that it will really carry a lot of weight, especially with this issue with this party. Although I'm guessing that they will resolve that. So by and large,
sorry, Shazan, setting aside the candidates, what did you make of the process? Did you think it was a well choreographed a convention? What did you make of the choreography of the presentation, how APC presented itself?
Well, when you say how it was choreographed, well, it's basically what it is. Because if what I consider as well choreographed is if all the delegates were independent, that they could vote their conscience, but that's not the case. So regardless of how,
that's the politics now. In terms of how professionally it was run, yeah.
How professionally it was run. Well, I'll give them 5 over 10.
You just don't want to give them any credit, do you?
No, I don't. I don't want to give them any credit because nothing good is coming. For as far as I'm concerned, nothing good is coming out of them. My own interest is for somebody credible, somebody at least that can properly represent the country. So honestly, things like that, I don't even bother about it. As long as my candidate doesn't come out of there, they can be themselves. So. Well, but all in all, yeah, I'm listening.
No, I wanted to take you somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes, touch just briefly on the Owo space. So the Yoruba youths, they've come out. I never even knew there was such an organization, but they are beating war drums. And Sunday Igboho is speaking from Benin Republic, saying, "I told you so." So, what are you making of that space, and what is developing out of it? And would that come into play again after these primaries, depending on what plays out?
Well, these organizations, coming out to talk tough and all that, I usually always take it with a pinch of salt because most of the time, at the end of the day, they just end up using it to make money and just generate some kind of awareness, and I really don't take it very seriously. And then for Sunday Igboho, for me, I'm not really buying into the agitation thing. I think they didn't go about it the right way. So him talking about this and that, I think before he spearheaded this agitation, I think he should have been much more careful. He should have made sure that
How would it have done it? How would it have done it?
So thank you. Let me tell you how he will have done it. Yeah. So first things first. In the Yoruba space, if you want to start up an agitation, first things first, there has to be a stakeholders meeting where everybody needs to be included. Students, market women, professionals, they need to come together and decide on the kind of Yoruba nation that we want. We don't want a replication of the Nigerian space. We don't want that. We want to have a blueprint. We don't want a president that will have 4 years. No. We want a revolving one.
So you think with politicians in place, you think they will allow you to have Yoruba nation? You think you can get them sit down, you can get market women with all these politicians in place when they know that Yoruba nation will take them out of place and make them relevant in the society?
But Ajan Lekoko, I never said it was going to be easy. They are the ones that want to do an agitation. It's not going to be a stroll in the park, and it's not going to happen overnight. So even if they're going to get some resistance from the politicians, that doesn't mean they shouldn't make an attempt. The objective is to give us a better life. That's it. That governance should be closer to the people. So they should do their homework. You bring the stakeholders together. In spite of the resistance from the politicians, you bring them together, you discuss, you highlight the blueprint. This is what it's going to look like. This is how you will benefit, which will give us the motivation to fight for it. You don't just call some elder somewhere and say you want to do an agitation. How are people like me going to buy into it if I don't have a say? So that's from the get-go. I knew that it wasn't going anywhere. How are people going to buy into it if they don't have a say? It's not going to be like the 1960 where 3 people just came together and they just have it in Nigeria and then it ended up being this and all manner of people just hijack it. That's not going to happen. This time around in 2022, if you want to spearhead, if you want to succeed, you understand, it has to be collaborative. Everybody must have a say. The constitution, the blueprint that drives the new republic must be clear, transparent. Everybody must have a say, and then we have the motivation to fight for it. That is what I believe in. So Igboho talking tough, I don't know how much that I would prefer if the people come together. And
hold on. Yeah. Let me make this point. There is no way you can get politicians on board if you are talking of Yoruba nation. Okay, you can never get them on board because politicians believe in Nigeria. They don't believe in Yoruba nation. And then number two is that what Igbowo was doing, he was doing it right. They were carrying it right peacefully in accordance to the Constitution of Nigeria. Everybody have the right to associate and to agitate for whatever, as long as we are not taking up arms, as long as we are not fighting the state. So what did he do against Nigerian state? He didn't do anything. So if you have a society that listens to their people, a society that, a country rather, that listens to their people, that feel concern about the plight of the people, the leadership will bring them to the table and let them and hear from them what is the problem and see how they can negotiate out of it. So, but you have a country that doesn't care about the people, doesn't care about any voice of dissent against the authority. The state have to go after that person to kill that person. So that is what we have in Nigeria. So don't say Igbowo was not doing it right. There wasn't everything he was doing or the Yoruba nation people were doing did not contravene the law of Nigeria. Nigeria is a signatory to United Nations Charter that people can agitate for their homeland. So sometimes we have to try to get it right instead of
So can I respond?
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't say that Igbowo did anything wrong, and I didn't say that they had to bring the politicians into the equation. I don't care about the politicians, right? What I felt they should have done is first. We have representatives in the Senate.
But you said that you have to bring everybody on board. So how would you bring?
I said bring stakeholders, people.
Who are the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders?
Students in Yoruba land, young professionals in Yoruba land. Those are the people that I wanted to. They are supposed to bring together. Those are the people that matter.
You just mentioned
but that's not his demography, though. That's not his demography.
Yeah, you say student. What's the role of student in the society? Forget about students. Students are just.
Sorry, gentlemen, but that narrative. Correct me if I'm misquoting you, Jason, but I think you're saying that narrative is better driven by that class of society and that demography, but that demography is outside of Sunday Igboho's reach.
But there's a professor in the mix now, Professor Banja Akitoye. That's not outside of his reach. You understand? If there was a clarion call that, look, we need to come together and discuss about what if there's a possibility that we want to succeed. It has to be all inclusive. Even people in diaspora too have to be a part of it. Everybody is a stakeholder, young, the old, everybody should come and talk about it. It's not about just saying, oh, we want to separate. No, we have to discuss about what the complexion of this new world order or this new Yoruba order that we want to create, because that is where the motivation to fight for it to come from. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not talking about politicians. We don't need to get the politicians involved. We need to discuss it first. We need to get a blueprint first. And they will now fit in that during that collaborative session. It is where we now say, okay, how do we go about this legitimately? Let's outline the roadmap. What is the trajectory that it will be lawful and that we don't put any of us in danger? It's not going to happen overnight. It might not happen in a year. It might not happen in 2 years. But the plan has to be clear, transparent. That's the point.
All right. Well put, Chesson. So well put. Yeah. So gentlemen, I want to say to round off here. You won't believe that I've just done 2 sessions back to back. So I think that's enough. I think that's enough of my ugly mug on the internet.
Hello, how are you?
For now. So I'll seek to round it off to land on Ajahn Lekoko. So usually we have closing remarks here. So I'm not sure if you know that or not. So, but this time around, I want it to be just as short as it possibly can be, because I literally just want to be off the internet now. So we go to Thomas to kick it off. and to land on Ajanle Koko, of course. So, Thomas, we're taking closing remarks.
Woman, we've said a lot. You are really doing well, woman. I don't have anything to say anymore. We convene in the morning, then we can have the winner of the race. Thank you, woman. May God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Thank you, woman. Bye.
All right, thank you, Thomas. So thank you, Thomas. So from Thomas, we go to Brownberry. So Brownberry, are you still there?
I'm still here. Woman, thank you so much. I've been listening all day. I've just been, here and there, channels, I come back to you. Go to RS, I come back to you. I was just everywhere. You guys have been doing very well. You guys were doing well. I said, let me join you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the listeners, all those men and women that are writing on the comment section. I just pray that Osinbajo get the nomination today, so that we can have a new order in that nation, because we cannot continue with, with this usual politician. Okay, I rub your back, you rub my back. I give you this position. We need a president and go out there and look for the best to man these positions. Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, all these ministries, we need people that are capable, not just politicians. Because if you're a governor yesterday, you can be Minister of Transportation. What do you know? You don't know anything, because you're a doctor in one of Unilag or Unipel or one of these. Okay, you become a minister, because you are my friend. These things have to stop. We have to follow the blueprint of China, what China did, because you have to follow people that have done it before. Okay, so I believe that Osinbajo or Peter Obi will be able to do these things. But Atiku and Bola Tinubu, it's just going to be the same of the same and the same. We're just going to be there waiting for 8 years to go. I just pray, that the delegates will make the right decision and bring Osinbajo just for the sake of our children and our children's children. Because we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue to live in another man's land forever. I don't know. We cannot continue to live in other people's land. We have to go back home.
All right.
Please, thank you so much. God bless you. Have a good night, everyone.
And you too. So thank you, Brownberry. So Charles, are you still there? We're taking closing remarks. Okay, I think we may have lost Charles. Sometimes it's not at his system. Let's give him a second. So yeah, I think we have lost Charles. So always a delight to hear from Charles. Very articulate and always to the point. So it's been a very intelligent a conversation with the gentleman on the screen, especially now. So Chesson, our closing remarks, just a short little window to have a final word, Chesson. Oh, have we lost Chesson as well? Or is it me that is even off? Oh, are you there? Go on, Chesson. Oh, yeah, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Yes, try to. I'm.
Look at that. Button on your but look at this.
Hey.
We can hear you now. Carry on. Carry on. Oh, you've gone again. Don't touch it. Touch it once and then speak. Chesson. Okay, carry on.
Okay, you can hear me now, Abi?
Yes, carry on.
Okay, great. Nigerians need a mindset reset. It's high time we need to rise above sentiments, dwell on issues, and make the right decisions, basically. Whatever comes out of tonight, of the process, is Nigeria. We would digest it and move on. Thank you very much, one man. And thanks for this fantastic platform.
All right, thank you, Chesson. Good to hear from you. Join us just as often as you can. I think people would like to hear more from you. And the person that they'd like to hear from the most are Ajanle Koko, the mighty one. The final word.
Thank you, woman. And thank everybody that came on the platform today. Your contribution are quite meaningful. And the APC fraudulent presidential primary process has begun. In few hours' time, we are going to hear from them the winner of the ticket, and then we will move on from there. We see what is the next step for we the people to take. But for our own good, I don't think these two parties, APC and PDP, represent our interests. In any way you want to look at it, they never represented us, and they will never represent our interests. So, but let's keep waiting. Let's see who they're going to pick out. It looked very good for TINUBU. He's the only one that have a majority of people that stepped down today stepped down for him. So, but let's see what is going to happen. We definitely decide on where to go. But I know, for me, I'm not going their way. I'm going for Omoyele Sowore. That's the person that I believe strongly that can really fight for the interests of common man in Nigeria and the interests of Nigeria as a country. And the people I see around him are the people I consider as the future of that country. Most of the times are the young people you see around it, not all this old crap you see in those two parties that have been that have been harassing themselves around in governmental circle for so many years and never achieve any good thing for that country. So, but other than that, let me thank our viewers around the world. We thank you for being with us since the beginning of this session to the end. We'd just like to remind you to please thumbs up, or you hit you click on the like button if you have not done so, and share and subscribe if you have not done that. And to our brothers and sisters behind the scene that have been chatting since the beginning to this time, I thank you all. I thank our brother Alessandra Gomez, the chairman board of trustee. One man went to more, and I thank Akashi and every other person, Jaja and every other person. Bronxma, I don't think if she's there today, but if you are there, I thank you. I thank Ask Google, all of you at the commentary section. I thank you all. You are the strength of the platform. Keep coming back. Let's come back tomorrow and do it again. And one man, the driver of the platform, I thank him so much. 2 sessions we had in this evening. Look at it, just for the love for the country. That's why he's doing it. And we appreciate him so much, and we always come around him all the time. So tomorrow, I believe, one man, the eagle will land again, and we will join him and trash out whatever he brings to us. So thank you, one man, the eagle. See you tomorrow.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So thank you, Ajanle Koko. So that has been Ajanle Koko, of course. It needs no introduction. It has been 2 sessions, as Ajanle Koko said, but don't feel too sorry for me. It's still within the about 6 hours that we do, but it was just back to back. So we ended one and immediately hopped on to another one. The first one was to stream through what was happening at the APC convention, which was a good idea. I wish I'd had the thought earlier on, and we'd have done that for the PDP as well, but we did that for the APC, and it went fairly successfully because we all gathered and we were all just we were assessing them on the moment. So that was a good thing to do. I think we'll do that in the build up to the elections. All the live streamings of all the key events, we'll live stream and gather to on the moment assess them as they perform. So that was good. And then we hopped immediately onto this, and we tried to mix the topic up a bit, but we landed really on the topic of the day. It's still that choice between Osinbajo and Tinubu. But where does it go? Where is the pendulum swinging? Who has the upper hand? What joker is going to be played? Is it going to be Ahmed Lawan? Would that surprise you? What about Rotimi Amechi? They did turban him in Daura. Everything in the lap of the gods. We can only really voice our opinions, but what do we know? It is not over till the fat lady says. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.